Let us search all the matter. Don't just take what they tell you. It's not so much a mystery. Let us search out your history. Seek and you shall find. Knock on the door, be open. Come on, open your mind because you're chosen.
Greetings, one and all. Welcome to our YouTube channel, Searching Out the Matter. And the matter that we're searching out in this video is our Jamaican Prime Minister, Andrew Oles, have just said that they are not contemplating making the jobs mandatory for his citizens. They're asking for us to voluntarily take it. But let's hear from the man himself.
Jamaican to voluntarily take the vaccine. Your government is not contemplating any mandates.
But to make sure that we hear properly and clearly, let's hear
Jamaican to voluntarily take the vaccine. Your government is not contemplating any mandates.
In the meantime,
tourism interests are being urged to become vaccinated or face the consequences. The warning from Tourism Minister Ed Bartlett as cruise ship.
Wait. Are they in the same? Are we living in the same country? Is this information in the same country? Where our Prime Minister just said that it will not be mandatory, but the head of our tourism industry, Ed Bartlett, is saying to the employees of the tourism industry to get jobinated or else. Are we living a dunship or a dictatorship country? Is this a socialist country? Am I living in the ghetto once again? Where the Duncan says you have to leave by a morning or else? Or send your sister, send your auntie, send whosoever come or else? Is this a dunship society? Because I'm sure that the head of state just said that is not, they're not contemplating mandatory. Listen, Andrew Oles, I think you need to say something to the Jamaican public about this, because this is very contradicting to what you're saying. But let's move on. Let's hear the interview of our Prime Minister. But first, let's read what bribe is. From the Oxford Dictionary, it says, dishonestly persuade someone or a country to act in one's favor by a gift of money or other inducement. Use it in a sentence. They attempt to bribe opponents into losing. Similar, payoff or buy off or payoff. Okay, let's listen.
Respond to all the questions on social media.
Right, so this is the start of our interaction, our enhanced interaction with the public to get every single Jamaican to voluntarily take the vaccine. Your government is not contemplating any mandates. We do, however, contemplate putting in incentives to incentivize the process, and we have a...
Incentivize the process or bribe the process? What is it you're saying? Because I know you're saying incentivize the process, and it may sound like a very pretty word. But asking someone to do something that they normally wouldn't have done with monetary or other inducement, that's a bribe, Mr. Prime Minister. And I'm sure you would agree. But let's continue.
Already started that. This is about the analysis of personal risk, and from our perspective, the risk is greater if you don't take the vaccine and you get infected. The risk of a fatal or adverse event is greater for not taking the vaccine than for taking the vaccine. And from all scientific...
Give me a sec, hold on. Give me a sec. The recovery rate from the virus, the recovery survival rate from the virus is 98.6% worldwide. If I can use such a word, globally. So I don't get what you're saying about this risk and no risk. The recovery rate is 98.6%. Yes, 98.6%. That's the recovery rate. So what you're saying not making any sense. And we're not talking about what we think. We're talking about what it's on the CDC website. From the experts, Mr. Prime Minister Andrew Onis, from the experts. But let's continue.
Evidence and from our own observation.
From your observation, Mr. Prime Minister, from your observation.
Of a traffic accident or some criminal act than taking the vaccine. Taking the vaccine is part of your social responsibility. The government has put in place non-clinical measures. We call them the infection prevention protocols, the hand sanitizing, the social distancing, the wearing of the masks, and the control of movements and gatherings, the curfew hours and the regulation and restriction on events. These are impositions, obviously, on your freedoms, but they are necessary for the public good and the public health. We cannot continue to do this for much longer, and therefore the only solution is for everyone to increase rapidly the take-up of the vaccines, and we urge you to do so.
Thank you.
I am glad that the Prime Minister has said from his own mouth that the measures put in place are impeachment on our freedom. But he's saying that is necessary. But I'm glad that he said it from his own mouth. Because you will explain this to some person. They're saying, no, it's not impeachment on our freedom. It is. But let's continue.
In the meantime, tourism interests are being urged to become vaccinated or face the consequences. The warning from Tourism Minister Ed Bartlett as cruise ships return to the island today.
No cruise passenger will go to any attraction that is not COVID certified by TPDCO and the JTB and have licenses to operate as per the amusement license requirement of the local government ministry. And I want it to be very clear that you can come after me if you want, but we are not going.
Hold on, wait. This is clearly a done ship, you know. Mr. Ed Bartlett is just saying, hey, what? Me done say it already. You can come after me if you want, come back, broad. You get me? So it's either or either. But this is not in line with what the Prime Minister is saying. The Prime Minister is saying this is not mandatory, and we are asking the Jamaican public to voluntarily take the job. But it seems like a Ed Bartlett run the show. Right? It seems like a him run the show, but we'll continue listening to him.
To allow the opening for cruise to become a point of concern for the health and security of our people.
All right. Okay. So they like to tell you that the jobs are safe, and then they will just give you a bit of information that it's not so safe. But let's us read from their website. Kingston, Jamaica. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is reporting they have identified 249 instances of germinated people in Jamaica who may have had adverse reaction to the AstraZeneca vaccine since the start of the country Operation 19 immunization campaign. You get me? So they're saying that they have found 249 cases, and then they use the word may have. You think these people easy? Anyway, where are we? We're not going to read this all article, but let me continue. Second paragraph. This announcement was made at the Ministry Operation 19 conversation on Thursday, when the Director of Family Health Services in the ministry, Dr. Melody Ennis, broke down the numbers following growing public vaccine hesitancy. Of course, you're going to be hesitant of something that is not safe. We have established a committee. This is a committee made up of persons who look specifically at events that are supposedly attributed specifically to vaccination or immunization. We're not going to continue all of this. Let me just move to the second slide. All right. Second paragraph. Adding that these serious cases went through full evaluation determining the cause. And it said, we have noted 11 persons have died after receiving the vaccine. And when we do full report, we conclude that 9 of those 11 persons' deaths were coincidental. Wait. So out of the 249 adverse cases that you found that 11 persons out of that 249 died of after receiving the vaccination. And now you're saying that 9 out of those 11 are coincidental. Are you serious? Anyway, let's continue. Next paragraph. 2 others have been able to ascertain as being indeterminate. You look at the level of evidence that shows that a vaccine could cause this illness, and we found that there was no such body of evidence at this time, and therefore the underlying illness that these 2 persons are possible could have led to their deaths, and it was indeterminate if the vaccine could have caused it, but there is no such evidence at this time, she added. So my viewers, my friends, my subscribers, so when someone has any form of underlying illness and they so-called have the virus, it is said that they died from the virus, right? But as when they are vaccinated and they have other underlying illness and they die, they say they have nothing to do with the vaccine, is because of the underlying illness. I don't get it. It's like nobody can die of the vaccine. Nobody. As soon as someone is died from the vaccine, it is covered up to say, oh, there is no evidence to show that there is any form of link. But as soon as someone crash and dead, na them vehicle no run go to test ban, them I say, and I crash back in dead. And I crash and broke some part of him and damaged some part of him back in dead because in the have the operation 19. I want to add it to the statistics. I want to force all doctors. Yes, force the doctors to write operation 19 on their certificate. But as soon as someone got the job and died, you're now forcing the doctors to say it is not because of the job. What is going on? What is going on? But we know what is going on when they're trying to tell persons to take the job. They're bribing them, right? To persuade them through monetary act or other inducement like offering pizza to the residents of Treasure Beach. You know, at the couples resort is offering an incentive to vaccinated employees. It's part of efforts to encourage more workers to take the operation job. The hotel is offering $10,000 worth of grocery vouchers to vaccinated workers. You see what's going on here, my friends, my viewers? You see what's going on here? Remember earlier that our Prime Minister says that it is not mandatory. But what they're doing, they're
Respond to all the questions on
bribing
social
persons
media.
to take
Right,
it.
so this is the start of our interaction, our enhanced interaction with the public to get every single Jamaican to voluntarily take the vaccine. Your
You are
government.
trying to get us to volunteer. You know what? All right. So Andrew Olis has said that they are not contemplating making the job mandatory. I'm giving him 6 months until the end of the year to change his mind and to change his word. I'm giving him 6 months. Others say they're giving it less than that. Others are saying it is serious. But let's be aware that what is going on in St. Vincent and Guyana is affecting how our government is thinking, because we see the pushback in St. Vincent, we see the uproar, we see the protests, right? We see what is going on in Guyana, that persons are actually resigning, as they said, mandatory vaccine, they resign and they have to retract their statement. The government is now playing a watch and see, because they know how violent Jamaican society and a whole can get. I mean, look at the crime rate. You get me? So I think they're playing a watch and see. You know, they don't want to agitate the public. You get me? So that. I hope you find this interesting, and as always, seek ya. our Father in heaven, and His Son Yahushua Hamashiach, who died for our sins, and may His Spirit, His Ruach HaKodesh, guide you into all truth. Till next time, brethren.